From Neural Newscast, this is Model Behavior, AI-focused news and analysis on the models shaping our world.
I'm Nina Park. Welcome to Model Behavior. Today is July 10th, 2026. We are examining the operational realities of how AI systems are built and deployed in professional environments, focusing on the trade-offs between speed, cost, and reasoning power. Joining me for the news is Thatcher Collins.
Thanks, Nina. It has been a significant week for frontier model releases and the resulting benchmarking disputes. We are looking specifically at the launch of SpaceXAI's Grok 4.5 on July 8th and the intensifying competition between OpenAI's GPT-5.6 Sol and Anthropic's Claude Fable 5. Each of these models claims a different niche in the enterprise ecosystem, from high-speed execution to deep semantic analysis.
Let's start with Grok 4.5. The headline from SpaceXAI isn't just about raw power. It is focused on token efficiency. On the SWE Bench Pro evaluation, Grok 4.5 reportedly completes tasks using an average of roughly 16,000 output tokens. For the same work, Claude Opus 4.8 uses over 67,000. That is a 4.2x difference in the volume of text generated to reach a viable solution.
Nina, we usually see these vendor claims with a bit of skepticism, but this one has independent backing. Artificial Analysis ran their own testing on a different index and found Grok 4.5 uses 60% fewer tokens than Opus for comparable work. On their coding agent index, Grok used 1.9 million total tokens, while Anthropic's Fable 5 used 7.2 million. When paying per token for automated workflows, that gap is the difference between a sustainable product and a massive bill.
And the origin of that brevity is notable, Thatcher. SpaceXAI reportedly trained Grok 4.5 on real developer session data from Cursor, the coding tool they acquired. It wasn't just trained on static code repositories, but on the actual back and forth of human debugging and refactoring. This seems to have produced a model that is more direct and less prone to redundant explanations or throat clearing that drives up costs without adding value. Efficiency is not the same as capability, however. While Grok is winning on the bill, it currently sits in 4th place on the intelligence index, trailing both Fable 5 and GPT-5.6 Sol. On the hardest engineering tasks in SWE Bench Pro, Opus still beats Grok by about 4.5 points. It raises the question of whether Grok is being truly efficient, or if it is simply cutting corners on the most difficult logic paths. That tension is also at the heart of the current rivalry between OpenAI's GPT-5.6 Sol and Claude Fable 5. OpenAI has marketed Sol as a high-persistence execution engine, optimized for terminal environments and autonomous loops. It is exceptionally fast and cost-effective for iterative testing. But as recent reports indicate, OpenAI didn't highlight the 15-point lead Fable 5 still holds on real-world software engineering benchmarks, involving complex reasoning.
Exactly, Nina. GPT 5.6 Sol leads on Terminal Bench 2.1, but Claude Fable 5 remains the choice for deep semantic reasoning and multi-file codebase analysis. This is driving a shift in enterprise architecture. Instead of picking one model, engineers are building dual model frameworks using directed acyclic graphs to route different workloads to the model best suited for the technical difficulty of the task.
The economics support that shift. GPT 5.6 Sol costs about $30 per million output tokens, while Fable 5 is at a premium of $50. For high-volume tasks like data ingestion or parallel web scraping, developers are leaning on Sol. They save Fable 5 for the executive synthesis or complex architectural design, where the higher token cost is justified by the reasoning depth required to avoid catastrophic errors.
It is also a move toward model redundancy and governance. Relying on a single lab is becoming a liability due to capacity throttling or compliance changes. By building model-agnostic abstraction layers, enterprises are ensuring they can switch between these frontier systems based on the specific requirements of the day's workload or current pricing fluctuations.
It is a more mature approach to the technology than we saw even a year ago. Thank you for listening to Model Behavior. You can find more of our reporting at mb.neuralnewscast.com. Neural Newscast is AI-assisted, human-reviewed. View our AI transparency policy at neuralnewscast.com.
This has been Model Behavior on Neural Newscast, examining the systems behind the story